To remember about Israel-Palestine conflict, the chronological sequence to understand the events is Buni, C-O, B-U-N-I, Buni, S-Y-I-C-O-G-H-O. Buni, B stands for Balfour Declaration, 1917. It promised Jewish home. In this, British supported for a Jewish homeland in Palestine. Then, U stands for UN Partition, 1947. UN proposed dividing Palestine into Jewish and Arab state. N stands for nationhood, 1948. Israel declares independence. Arab states attack leading to the 1948 war. I stands for Independence War of 1948. S stands for Six-Day War, that is 1967. 19, then 6, 7. Groundwater, General Studies. Groundwater, Gaza, West Bank, Golan Heights, Sinai Peninsula. In this war, Israel gains territories: Gaza, West Bank, Golan Heights, Sinai. Y stands for Yom Kippur War, 1973. Arab states attack Israel to regain lost territories. Then comes I stands for Intifada, that is 1987. Now to remember this date is 1987. So first we start from 7 from backward, then come to 8. It means that during Intifada 1987, Palestinian uprising against Israeli occupation. Palestinians arose against Israel. O stands for Oslo Accord, 1993. O stands for Oslo Accord, 1993. Peace process begins and Palestinian Authority established. G stands for Gaza withdrawal, 2005. Israel disengages from Gaza and Hamas later controls the Gazan territory. H stands for Hamas. Here Hamas election deepens division within Fatah. Where? Division within Fatah. Now to understand this crisis in detail, the phase timeline with key regions. Phase 1, we divide it into 4 phases, that is pre-Israel phase, then a statehood and wars, third occupation and resistance, then fourth peace process and breakdown. So first phase we are discussing, that is pre-Israel, that is pre-1948. From 1890s to 1917, rise of Zionism, Jewish nationalism and Arab nationalism is the main region. 1917, Balfour Declaration, British supported for a Jewish homeland. 1920, 1940 to 1947, British mandate, tensions rise between Jews and Arabs. Phase 2, that is of statehood and wars, between 1948 to 1967. 1947, UN partition plan divides Palestine. 1948, Israel declares independence and it leads to first Arab-Israeli war, and consequence of this is refugee crisis begins in Arab world. 1967, that is Six-Day War, where Israel captured Gaza, West Bank, East Jerusalem, Sinai and Golan Heights. Phase 3 is occupation and resistance between 1967 and 1993. In 1973, Yom Kippur War. In this, Arab states failed to regain their territories. 1987, the first Intifada, Palestinian uprising against Israeli occupation. 1979, that is Satno, Camp David Accord. In this, the peace accord happens between Egypt and Israel returns Sinai Peninsula to Egypt. Phase 4 comes. in this peace process and breakdown, 1993 till present. 1993 Oslo Accord, Palestinian self-rule in parts of West Bank or Gaza. 2000, that is 2 stands for Second Intifada. Collapse of peace talk that was happening under Oslo Accord and increased violence. 2005, Israel withdraws from Gaza and Hamas gains power in Gaza in 2006. 2008 to 2023, repeated Gaza conflicts. The core issues between Israel and Palestine are 5. The 5 key issues are: first, land and borders, disputes over 1967 lines and settlements. Second is refugees, Palestinian right of return versus Israeli demographic concern. Third, Jerusalem, contested capital for both sides. Fourth, security, Israeli fear of attacks, Palestinian resistance to occupation. 5. Recognition, mutual acknowledgement as legitimate states. Reason behind Russia-Ukraine war, that is crimed. C stands for CRIMED, crimed. C stands for Crimea annexation of 2014. Russia's annexation of Crimea marked a major escalation driven by strategic control and historical claims. Second, R, Russian historical ties. Ukraine's history as part of USSR and Russia's perception of it as within its sphere of influence. I stands for ideological divide, cultural and political split between Ukraine's pro-EU West and pro-Russian East. 4 is M stands for military alliances, that is NATO expansion. Russia's opposition to Ukraine's potential NATO membership seen as a security threat. E stands for economic interest, control over energy resources, example gas pipeline, and economic leverage in the region. D stands for Donbas conflict, Russian-backed separatist movements in eastern Ukraine's Donbas region since 2014.